Hello students, so this is the second video related to the third module, and in the last video I was explaining you about the basic concepts of the memory unit, and in that I was discussing about the virtual memories. So here we will be making use of the virtual address space or virtual address, which will be pointed or which will be mapped to the physical memory whichever is active during that particular point of time. So if that particular memory, that particular data, if it is not available in the memory, then its memory management unit's part to take care that it has to be transferred from the disk to the actual physical memory, and there again the mapping has to be done. So this page displays some page in the memory that is currently inactive. So all the data will be stored in the form of page, and here whichever data will be has to be replaced means the inactive data page will be replaced with the active data page, and it will be used by the virtual address space. So this is about the basic concepts. So next one is so I have told you there are different types of memories which are being used in the computer system. So one is RAM, ROM, cache memory, and virtual memory. So in this part I'll be discussing about the semiconductor RAM memories. So RAM means it is random access memory, and whatever time is required to access any data which is in any part of the memory, it will be same. So here the data in this RAM, it will be stored in the semiconductor memory cells. So it will be of wide range of speeds. Their cycle time ranges from 100 nanoseconds to 10 nanoseconds. So in internal organization of the memory chip. So memory cells are usually organized in the form of array, in which each cell is capable of storing one bit of information. So semiconductor cells, as already it has been explained in the first unit, so semiconductor cells will be storing one bit of data at a time. So each row of the cell will constitute the memory word, and all cells of a row are connected to a common line called as a word line. So in this diagram you can notice, so this is the word line, and here all the bits B0 to B7 will be connected to this word line. This is the second word, and again all the B0 to B7 bits will be connected to this. So similarly here this is this memory chip is capable of storing 16 into 8 bits. So that memory organization or internal organization of this memory chip is shown. So along with the data bits, there are also address lines, 4 address lines, so which will be given to the address decoder. Once the address decoder has been decoded the address, then to that particular point of data it will be pointed, and whatever operation has been said, either it is a read operation or write operation, so it will be performed. And also along with this, there are sense or write circuits in order to tell tell that whether it is a read or write operation, and also which part of the chip is being selected. So for that also we have CS. CS is nothing but the chip select. So which chip is being selected? So this is one chip. Similarly, hundreds of chips will be connected to the address decoder, and which chip we are selecting at that particular point of time will be known to us with the help of this signal. So these are the data input and output lines, B0, B1 till B7. So these are the 8 output lines. So how many output lines will be there means, how many lines will be there means, totally 4 address lines, 8 output or input lines, along with read, write and CS line. So totally we have 11. So 4 plus 8 will be 12. 13 and 14. So sorry, 14 output lines we will be having. So in this internal organization of the memory chip. So the data input and the data output of the sense or write circuits are connected to a single bidirectional data line that can be connected to a data bus of the computer. So here this is the bidirectional data line. So these will be connected to the bus, processor bus of the computer. 2 control lines, read, write and CS, are provided in addition to the address and data lines. Read, write specifies the required operation, whether it is a read operation or write operation. CS is a chip select. Input selects the given chip in the multiple chip memory system. If the memory system consists of more than one chips, then it will be used to select which chip is being to inform that which chip is being selected at that particular point of time. So similarly, there was one chip. Similarly, here we have 1K into one memory chip. So this is the organization of 1K into one memory chip, where we'll be having the 5-bit row address and 10-bit address. So here we'll be having the multiplexer and the demultiplexer, and how the data lines and the address lines will be arranged in the array format, along with these two lines, same as in the previous diagram, read, write and CS, in order to select which operation is being performed, whether it is a read operation or write operation. And also CS tells us that whether it is a whether it is which part of the chip is being selected. So once we are clear with the that is RAM memories, so next we will have so here this is the internal organization of the semiconductor RAM memories. So there are two types of RAM memories. One is static memories and the other one is the dynamic memory. So we'll be seeing both. So static memories first we will see. So how it will be connected means here the memories consist of the circuit capable of retaining their state as long as the power is applied, are known as a static memory. So static memory means constant memory. So that constant memory, it will be present until and unless the power supply will be there. Once the power supply is removed, so that whatever state will be there, so it will be retained. So once again when we are applying the new power supply to it, then the old values will be removed and the new values will be assigned. So here this is the diagram. So it consists of two inverters along with the two transistors. So these two transistors will be connected to the bit lines. So this is bit and this is bit dash, B and B dash, and these both will be connected to the word line. So this is the arrangement of one semiconductor cell. Similarly, serial to this, there will be hundreds of semiconductor cells, which will be again consisting of two inverters along with the two transistors. So these two transistors will be connected with the bit lines. So we'll see how this operation takes place. Two inverters are cross connected to form a batch. So here these two inverters will be cross connected to form a batch. The batch is connected to two bit lines by transistors T1 and T2. These transistors acts as a switch. So the transistors will be acting as a switch and they can be opened or closed under the control of the word line. So these transistors are connected in turn with the word line. So under the control of the word line, these switches or the transistors can be either opened or closed. When the word line is at ground level, the transistors are turned off and the latch retains its state. So whatever values will be present at that particular point of time, it will be retained by this word line. So two operations can be performed on the semiconductor memory cells. So first one is read operation. In order to read the state of the SRAM cell, the word line is activated to close switches T1 and T2. If the cell state is in state 1, the signal on bit line B is high and the signal on the bit line B dash should be low. That is, both are complements of each other. So hence if B is 1, then B dash should be 0. Sense or write circuit at the end of the bit line monitors the state of B and B dash and set the output accordingly. So whatever output will be there at that particular point of time at B dash, so that value will be set. So write operation, how it happens means the state of the cell is set by placing the appropriate value on the bit line B and its complement on the B dash and then activating the word line. This forces the cell into the corresponding state. The required signal on the bit lines are generated by sense or write circuit. So one example which we can consider is CMOS memory cell. So this CMOS memory cell, it will be consisting of 6 transistors instead of the inverters. So here 4 transistors will be acting as the inverters and 2 transistors will be acting as the switches, and the same operations will be performed. So these two lines has to be connected to the bit lines B and B dash, and both of them will be connected to the word line, and whichever bit has to be set based on the read or write operation, so that bit will be set and the other one B dash will be the complement of that value. So this is about the static memories.